There's a moment on a Sunday evening when you're sitting on your couch, staring at your phone, scrolling but not really looking at anything. Tomorrow is Monday. The weight of that fact sits in your chest like a stone. You think about the week ahead, the meetings, the emails, the obligations stacked like dishes in a sink you haven't touched in days. Your body is tired, but it's not the kind of tired that sleep fixes. It's deeper. A heaviness in your bones, a tightness in your jaw, a dull ache behind your eyes that never fully goes away. You're getting through each day, but just barely. Checking boxes, putting out fires, keeping your head above water. You go to bed too late because the night is the only time that feels like yours. Wake up too early because your mind won't stop running. Drink too much coffee just to function, and by Thursday afternoon, you're counting down hours until the weekend. And when the weekend finally comes, you collapse. You sleep too much, or scroll too much, or drink too much, trying desperately to recover just enough energy to do it all over again. You tell yourself this is normal. This is what adult life is. Everyone feels like this. But underneath that rationalization, quietly, there's a voice asking, is this really it? Is this all there is? That feeling isn't isolated to Sunday nights. It shows up everywhere, seeping into every corner of your life. At work, you're moving through tasks on autopilot, answering emails without really reading them, sitting in meetings where you nod along but retain nothing, clicking through spreadsheets while your mind calculates how much longer until lunch, until 5 o'clock, until you can finally leave and stop performing competence. You're not present, you're enduring. Time moves in a strange way, both crawling and racing. Each hour feeling endless, but the week somehow disappearing in a blur. With friends, you show up because you said you would, because canceling again would make you the flaky one, but you don't have the energy to really be there. You laugh at the right moments, say the right things, ask the polite questions, but inside you feel hollow, like you're performing a version of yourself that used to care more, used to have more to give. The conversation washes over you, and you're just waiting for it to be acceptable to leave. At home, the evidence of your depletion is everywhere. Dishes pile up in the sink. Laundry sits in the basket for days, sometimes weeks. Mail goes unopened. You tell yourself you'll get to it, but the thought of one more task, even a small one, feels unbearable. Even rest doesn't feel restful. You collapse in front of the TV or scroll your phone for hours, but you're not recharged afterward. You're just numbing, just distracting yourself from the emptiness. And in relationships, whether romantic, family, or friends, you feel distant, like you're watching your own life through a layer of glass. Not because you don't care, but because caring takes energy you simply don't have. Every interaction feels like one more thing you have to manage, one more expectation to meet, one more performance to deliver. You're not thriving, you're surviving. And survival, when it goes on too long, stops feeling like living at all. This pattern doesn't start in adulthood. It has deep roots, often reaching back to childhood. Maybe as a kid, you learned that rest was laziness, that productivity equaled worth, that if you weren't doing something useful, you were wasting time, being selfish, letting people down. Or maybe you grew up in a home where there was always a crisis. Financial stress, emotional volatility, illness, instability. And you learned to stay on high alert, constantly scanning for danger, ready to react, to fix, to keep everyone okay even when you weren't okay yourself. Maybe you were the responsible one, the one who held it together when everything else was falling apart. And you were praised for it. You're so mature for your age. I don't know what I'd do without you. So you learned to push through pain, to ignore your body's signals, to override exhaustion with sheer willpower. You learned that your needs came last, that asking for help was weakness, that showing vulnerability was dangerous. Over time, your nervous system adapted to these conditions. It learned to stay in a state of constant vigilance, always braced for the next problem, the next demand, the next disaster that might be lurking around the corner. Psychologists call this living in fight or flight mode, or more simply, survival mode. It's when your body and mind are stuck in a state of chronic stress, treating everyday life like an ongoing emergency. Your system is designed to handle short bursts of this. A real threat appears, adrenaline floods your system, you respond, the threat passes, your body returns to baseline. But when survival mode becomes your baseline, when there's no return to safety, it wears you down at a cellular level. You're not designed to live like this long term, but many people do, for years, sometimes decades. And they don't even realize it's not normal until something breaks. Their health, their relationships, their capacity to keep going. Here's what survival mode looks like in the texture of everyday life. You wake up already tired, even if you technically slept. Your first thought isn't "what do I want today?" or "what brings me alive?" It's "what do I have to get through?" You move through your morning routine mechanically: shower, coffee, clothes, keys, out the door. Your mind already 3 steps ahead, rehearsing conversations, anticipating problems, preparing for battles that may never come. At work, you're entirely reactive. Problems come at you and you handle them, but you're not creating anything, not building toward anything meaningful, not thinking long-term. You're just putting out fires, one after another, with no space to breathe between them. When someone asks how you are, you say "fine" or "busy," because those are the only socially acceptable answers, and because the truth, that you're barely holding it together, feels too vulnerable to speak out loud. But inside, you feel like you're drowning. Your body holds the evidence even when you don't have words for it. Tension in your shoulders that never fully releases, no matter how many times you roll them back. A knot in your stomach that's been there so long you barely notice it anymore. It's just part of the landscape. Trouble falling asleep because your mind won't stop running through tomorrow's tasks, replaying today's failures, worrying about things you can't control. Or falling asleep easily from sheer exhaustion, but waking at 3 a.m., heart racing, dread pooling in your chest for no clear reason, unable to get back to sleep no matter what you try. You get sick more often. Colds that linger, headaches that won't quit, mysterious stomach issues, fatigue that no amount of rest seems to fix. And emotionally, you're either numb or overwhelmed, with no middle ground. Small things set you off. A comment from a coworker, traffic, a dish left in the sink, someone chewing too loudly. Or you feel nothing at all, moving through your days like a ghost in your own life, going through the motions without connection to what you're doing or why it matters. You're not clinically depressed exactly, about things you can't control. Or falling asleep easily from sheer exhaustion, but waking at 3 a.m., heart racing, dread pooling in your chest for no clear reason, unable to get back to sleep no matter what you try. You get sick more often. Colds that linger, headaches that won't quit, mysterious stomach issues, fatigue that no amount of rest seems to fix. And emotionally, you're either numb or overwhelmed, with no middle ground. Small things set you off. A comment from a coworker, traffic, a dish left in the sink, someone chewing too loudly. Or you feel nothing at all, moving through your days like a ghost in your own life, going through the motions without connection to what you're doing or why it matters. You're not clinically depressed exactly, you're just depleted, running on empty, getting by, but absolutely not okay. And the cost keeps accumulating in ways both obvious and invisible. Relationships suffer because you don't have anything left to give after meeting all the other demands. Your partner asks how your day was and you snap at them, or you give a flat "fine" and retreat into your phone, unable to muster the energy for real connection. Your friends stop inviting you out because you cancel so often, and when you do show up, you're only half there. Your family feels like another obligation instead of a source of comfort. Creativity disappears entirely. Hobbies you used to love, painting, playing music, writing, hiking, cooking real meals, feel like too much effort, one more thing on an already impossible list. You stop reading anything longer than a social media caption. You stop making art. You stop doing anything that isn't strictly necessary for survival. Even joy becomes hard to access, like a muscle you've forgotten how to use. Good things happen, a compliment, a beautiful sunset, an unexpected kindness, and you notice them intellectually. You know they're supposed to feel good, but you don't actually feel them. It's like there's a pane of thick glass between you and your own life, muffling everything, keeping you separate. And underneath it all, running like a constant low hum, there's this quiet, persistent sense that you're failing. That everyone else has it figured out, and you're just barely keeping up. That if anyone really saw how close you are to falling apart, how much you're faking, they'd be disappointed, disgusted even. So you keep pushing, keep pretending, keep surviving, because you don't know what else to do, and stopping feels more terrifying than continuing. But here's the thing, survival mode doesn't want you to know. It's not a character flaw. It's not weakness. It's not proof that you're broken or lazy or not trying hard enough. It's your nervous system doing exactly what it was trained to do, keep you alive under conditions that felt genuinely threatening. The problem is, those conditions may have changed, but your system hasn't caught up yet. You're still operating like everything is an emergency, even when objectively it's not. And while survival mode served you once, it got you through genuinely hard times, helped you cope when coping was all you could do, kept you going when stopping felt impossible, it's not meant to be permanent. Living in survival mode long-term isn't living, it's just not dying. And there's a massive difference between those two states, a difference that matters. So what would it actually mean to move from survival to thriving? Not in some Instagram perfect, always happy, toxic positivity way where you're constantly grateful and glowing, but in a real, grounded, sustainable way. Thriving doesn't mean your life suddenly becomes easy or stress-free. It doesn't mean you never feel tired or overwhelmed or uncertain. It means you have capacity again, room to breathe, space between the stimulus and your response. It means you're not just reacting to life as it happens to you, you're participating in it, shaping it, making choices that reflect what actually matters to you. You have energy not just for obligations, but for things that bring you alive. You feel connected to yourself, to others, to the work you're doing and why you're doing it. You're not performing or pretending or white-knuckling your way through each day. You're present. And that presence, that ability to actually be in your own life instead of just enduring it, changes absolutely everything. The first step is simply noticing that you're in survival mode in the first place. Most people don't. They think constant exhaustion is normal, that grinding through stress is just part of being a responsible adult. So start paying attention. Notice when you're going through the motions without really being present, when you're reacting instead of responding, when your body is tense for no clear reason, when rest doesn't actually restore you, when joy feels out of reach. You don't have to fix anything yet. Just see it. Name it quietly to yourself. I'm in survival mode right now. That simple act of recognition starts to create space, starts to loosen the grip. Second, start tracking your nervous system throughout the day. Your body knows the difference between safety and threat, even when your rational mind doesn't. Set a few reminders on your phone, and when they go off, pause and ask yourself, how does my body feel right now? Is it tight, open, tense, relaxed? Are you holding your breath, clenching your jaw, hunching your shoulders up around your ears? These are signs your system is in fight or flight, treating this moment as dangerous even if nothing threatening is actually happening. When you notice it, try one deceptively simple thing. Take 3 slow, deep breaths, making your exhale longer than your inhale. It sounds too simple to matter, almost embarrassingly basic, but it works. Deep, intentional breathing activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the part responsible for rest and repair, the part that signals to your body that you're safe, that you don't have to brace, that you can relax. Do this multiple times throughout your day, not as a fix, but as a practice, a way of gradually retraining your system, teaching it that not everything is an emergency. Third, identify what you're tolerating that you don't actually have to. Survival mode convinces you that everything is urgent, everything is necessary, everything has to get done right now or disaster will strike. But that's a lie your nervous system is telling you. Make an honest list of everything currently on your plate. Work tasks, household responsibilities, social obligations, family demands. The mental load of planning and remembering and coordinating. Then ask yourself with real honesty, what on this list is actually necessary? What am I doing out of guilt or fear, or because I think I should, or because I'm afraid of disappointing someone? Choose one thing, just one, and stop doing it. Maybe it's a meeting that doesn't truly need you, a committee you joined months ago that you're dreading, a favor someone asked that you genuinely don't have bandwidth for. Practice saying clearly and kindly, "I can't take that on right now." No long explanation, no elaborate apology. Just a simple, honest boundary. It will feel uncomfortable, maybe even selfish, but it's not. It's you choosing yourself for once. And that choice, small as it seems, is the beginning of thriving. Fourth, build in non-negotiable rest. And by rest, I don't mean collapse. I don't mean scrolling social media until your eyes blur. I mean real rest. Time where you're not producing, not consuming, not fixing, not managing anyone or anything. Time where you just exist. For some people, that's a walk without headphones or podcasts. For others, it's sitting in silence with tea, watching light move across the wall. For others, it's lying on the floor doing absolutely nothing, staring at the ceiling and breathing. What it looks like doesn't matter. What matters is that it's regular, protected time, and that you actually do it. Schedule it like you would an important meeting. Put it on your calendar. And when that time comes, honor it. Not if I have time, not after I finish this one last thing. Now. Because rest isn't a reward you earn through productivity. It's a biological requirement for being human. And if you keep treating it as optional, your body will eventually force the issue through illness, burnout, or complete breakdown. Fifth, reconnect with what you actually want. Separate from all the shoulds. Survival mode is all reaction, responding to demands, putting out fires, managing what's immediately in front of you. Thriving requires intention. It asks a question most people haven't considered in years. What do I actually want? Not what you think you should want, not what would make others happy or proud. What do you want? Start small. Maybe it's 10 quiet minutes with coffee and a book before everyone else wakes up. Maybe it's a weekly call with a friend who really knows you. Maybe it's cooking one real meal this week instead of eating standing at the counter. Maybe it's going to bed early enough to actually get the sleep your body is begging for. Write down one small thing you want and make it happen this week, not someday, this week. You're teaching yourself slowly that your desires matter, that you're allowed to have them, that life can include things that feel good and not just things that need to get done. Sixth, practice presence in ordinary moments. Survival mode keeps you stuck in your head, always planning, worrying, replaying conversations, preparing for what's next. Thriving happens right here, right now. So practice coming back to this moment. When you're eating, actually taste your food, the temperature, the texture, the flavor. When you're walking, feel your feet making contact with the ground. When someone is talking to you, really listen instead of planning what you'll say next or thinking about what you need to do after this conversation ends. When you're in the shower, notice the water on your skin. These tiny moments of presence, practiced over and over, pull you out of survival and into your actual life. They remind your system that you're not just a machine that produces and performs. You're a person with a body, with senses, with the capacity to experience your life, not just endure it. Seventh, find one person you can tell the truth to. Survival mode is deeply isolating. You think if people really knew how tired you are, how close to breaking, how much you're just faking your way through, they'd judge you, leave you, see you as weak or broken. So you perform. You say you're fine when you're not. You keep up the mask. But that mask is exhausting, and it keeps you alone in your struggle. Find one safe person, a close friend, a therapist, a partner, a sibling, someone who's earned your trust, and tell them the real truth. I'm not okay. I'm running on empty, and I don't know how to stop. I'm scared. You don't need them to fix it. You don't even need advice. You just need them to witness it, to say, I see you, and you're not alone in this. That moment of connection, of being seen in your actual struggle instead of your performed competence, starts to break the isolation that keeps survival mode locked in place. Over time, and it does take time, this isn't a quick fix, things begin to shift. Not overnight, not in some dramatic before and after transformation, but gradually, almost imperceptibly at first, you start noticing space where there used to be only urgency. Mornings feel less heavy. You have energy left over for things beyond basic obligations. Conversations go deeper because you're actually present for them. Laughter comes easier, more spontaneous. Rest actually restores you instead of just numbing you. You stop feeling like you're constantly drowning and start feeling like you're learning to swim. Problems still come. Stress still happens. Hard days absolutely still exist. But you're not white-knuckling your way through them anymore. You have capacity, flexibility, the ability to bend without breaking, to respond thoughtfully instead of just reacting out of fear. And that shift makes all the difference in the world. Relationships change too, in ways both beautiful and difficult. Some deepen. People notice you're more present, more genuinely available, more actually you instead of the performing version. Others fade, especially relationships that only worked when you were the one always giving, always fixing, always showing up no matter what it cost you. And that's okay. Painful, but okay. Thriving means letting go of connections that only function when you're depleted, when you're small, when you're not asking for anything in return. It means building new relationships or deepening existing ones where both people get to be whole, where both get to rest, where both get to need things and have those needs matter. It's not about being perfect or having it all figured out. It's about being real. And being real includes being tired sometimes, messy sometimes, uncertain sometimes, and still fundamentally okay. That Sunday evening when you were sitting on your ripia couch, dreading Monday, feeling like you were drowning in your own life, that moment doesn't have to define your existence. It's a signal, not a life sentence. Your body and mind are asking for something different, something more sustainable, and you get to answer that call. Not by doing more, trying harder, or pushing through with more willpower, but by slowing down enough to actually listen, by making small, unglamorous choices that prioritize your actual needs over the endless demands, by remembering that survival was necessary once, maybe for a long time, but it doesn't have to be forever. You're allowed to do more than just get by. You're allowed to rest without earning it, to feel without apologizing for it, to want things, to build a life that doesn't require you to constantly brace against it, to live, not just survive. And that shift, from white-knuckling to breathing, from enduring to experiencing, from performing to being, starts with one choice, one boundary, one breath, one moment of honest presence. It starts right now. If this resonated with you, subscribe for more videos on moving from survival to sustainable living, on nervous system healing, and on building a life that actually feels like living instead of just not dying. Drop a comment and let me know, what's one small thing you're ready to change this week? I read every single one.